Proposed in Denmark, and I do agree with this, and we should have the same here. Because I'm sure people would agree with me. Recently, in the last probably 10 to 20, but mostly 10 years, you would say, I've heard of many people being offended in Ireland by an Irish flag flying above a council building or city hall building. People have complained about being offended by the Irish flag. Imagine that in Ireland. It's a disgrace when you hear that, because this is our country, and we have every right with 4,800 years to have the flag of Ireland fly above our buildings, our parliament, or any building in the state. And so it should be the only really flag, apart from maybe the county flag of a county, or a city flag, take for example a Dublin city flag. That should be really the only thing, or the county flag, Dunster flag, whatever, if it's an Ulster. You get what I'm saying? No, a flag of, say, for example, Cuba shouldn't really be in Ireland, to be totally honest, because let's be fair, this is not Cuba, just to take for example. The only thing that should be flying is the Irish flag in Ireland, and it's the truth. And the same what they do in Denmark here. The only flags they're going to allow if this bill passes is the Danish flag, the Greenland flag, or the Nordic flags, the German flag. They'll be the only ones that be allowed to flown in Copenhagen or in Denmark as alone. So you wouldn't be able to have, take for example, an Italian flag, unless it's the Italian embassy. Of course, embassies are protected, and obviously I agree with that too. Embassies should be protected buildings, and you should be allowed to have your nation's flag in an embassy. You should be allowed that. Like as being recently just back from Finland too, the amount of Finnish flags, it's quite insane in every building. I literally have every building full up with Finnish flags, and as they should be, because it is Finland, and it belongs to the Finnish people. The same as the Irish nation belongs to the Irish people. We have every entitlement in the world to put up an Irish flag, and to be proud of our country, and to be proud, and that's what it's all about: being proud of your flag, being respectful to Irish flag, etc., etc., and having that. Because nowadays in modern Ireland, years ago, it wouldn't have been. That would have been just, you would have been laughed at the country if you said I'm offended by an Irish flag. After fighting 800 years to have that flag flown freely above a building. Again, it's a huge thing that many people years ago didn't have the honour. It was suppressed, etc., etc. And for being a sovereign, independent nation now, we have every entitlement in the world to have our flag up and to have it proudly flying above any public building or any place at all. But nowadays, people get offended when you see the Irish flag now, and it's not acceptable. And it should be outside every council chamber. It should be outside Dáil Éireann. It should be outside every Garda station, every courthouse, every primary school, every secondary school. Nowadays, it's not. When I was growing up, it was. Because we're too afraid now to say that we're Irish, and we're too afraid to have an Irish flag out. And that's the thing. It's all about, they're just too afraid to express your Irishness in your own country, and that's just the way it's gone in this country. And we shouldn't be afraid to put up our Irish flag. We shouldn't, because many people suffered and died to have that flag, to have it freely flown nowadays in this country. And as I say, it's not acceptable for someone to be offended by it. And again, if anybody's offended by the boats there, the planes there, you can go off to some other country and complain. And a lot of countries won't listen to you if you say to them, I'm offended by your national flag. I don't think many countries in South Pacific, take for example, or Africa, would listen to that too kindly, to be totally honest. But over here, it's just accepted if you say it, and it shouldn't be accepted. To be totally honest, it's not acceptable. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. But I do think we should follow the Danish government. Hopefully, we'll be voted in Denmark. It's something we should look into too, but obviously Dáil Éireann Uniform Fine Gaels. Micheál Martin famously said we want nothing to do with the backwards looking at your sovereignty. Like, they'd be told, like, Micheál Martin got his way, there'd be the European Union flag everywhere, to be totally honest, because that's really what's to give fully control to the European Union. And to be totally honest, the European Union basically controls us anyway, so and it's just basically, they don't want an Irish flag up to, trade that we are Irish and stuff like that. They don't want that. They don't want existence. They don't want a backwards looking at your sovereignty. And obviously an Irish flag too represents sovereignty in an independent state. And that we're proudly flying it above the state. They don't like that. They hate that, the Irish government. So they never would vote it in. Let's put it that way. They never would feel informed they gave like, this is utterly disgraceful. They would go mad if you said that to Fianna Fáil again. We want to have a bill like that, the same as Denmark. They would actually lose it. The same probably with Sinn Féin, the Labour Party, will lose it. Because Sinn Féin would just rather any other flag but an Irish flag up, to be totally honest with you. They're not like the Sinn Féin and now years ago. Every other flag but the Irish flag, basically, is nearly their motto. And the same with the Fianna Fáil, they get a European Union flag, this flag, that flag, the other flag, every flag but the Irish flag, basically. And it's not acceptable. And I do hope that Denmark does pass this. Because it is something that I've heard many times. I've heard it in Fingal, take for example, in Dublin. I've heard people complaining about flags being flown in Flinga, Irish flags being flown in Flinga, in Ireland. Just to say, I wouldn't mind if it was in Northern Ireland. It's a bit contentious there, obviously flying an Irish flag in some unions there is understandable. But the only flag that really should be flown in Ireland is either like take for example if you're in Connacht, the Connacht flag would be flown, or the county flag, or the local community flag, the parish flag, or the Irish flag. That should be the only ones that really be up. And again, embassies should be protected, of course. If it was brought in, take for example now, the British embassy should have the flag up above the British embassy, the American embassy the same, or the ambassadors' residence in whichever, except for example the American ambassadors in the Phoenix Park, they're entitled to put up the American flag. Them buildings should be protected if that was brought in here, of course. But no other private household should really have another flag up like above their house or their back garden, except they can have it up in their house, of course. But outside their house where the public can see it, it shouldn't be the case. To be totally honest, that's just my view. Again, as I say, because we are, as I say, in recent times, people are nearly afraid to put up the flag, and it's just kind of reinforcing your patriotic duty to your flag, etc., etc. And I think it's great because again, especially in Ireland, there's been huge people who hate the flag at this stage. Really, some people, not all people, but some people, people are afraid nearly to put it up and to put up an Irish flag. To be totally honest, so let me know what you think, because it's just what I perceived with that, and again, there's many stories of it. Because you look around your local town, go to your local courthouse, go to your local Garda station, go to your local school. Majority, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't see an Irish flag to be found. You might see it on St. Patrick's Day, but then after that, you'll never see it again. Because I even remember going to school and stuff, national school, the Irish flag was always flown. Nowadays, I never see it. There's green flags, etc., etc. There's no Irish flag. The Irish flag's gone. Australia, gone. I think that's what it is in Irish, but even the secondary school stuff, I remember the Irish flag being flown when I was in first year. Nowadays, there's not nowhere to be found either, the Irish flag. The poets of Vale. Yeah, thank you.